Hi everyone, my name is Vladimir. I'm developer advocate at Face Association and the CEO of Certificado, a protocol for issuing blockchain-based certificates. In this video, prepared for Openhack Hack4Future in Australia, I will talk about blockchain certificates for two reasons. How can we rescue travel industry in this difficult time? How can we avoid the new wave of pandemic and what we can do to make the life of tourists easier. First, let me start to describe a problem. What's happening right now? Right now, people do cheat on their test certificate. For example, if I do a test for COVID and I'm tested negative, that's cool. I can take this test and go anywhere I want, to another country or to a local point. But what can I else do is to just find the paper in the internet from another person, for example, from Anastasia Kutuzova, and change the name in the Photoshop. This is how Alice can do to avoid going to the real doctor and do the real test. She can just replace the name of another person. That's an issue, and that's why different governments have different ways how they can invite tourists. For example, that's a real case for me. Together with a team, we went to Dubai from Moscow last month, and it was horrible because first we needed to do a test in the origin country in Russia, 72 hours prior departure. That's hard. So you need to do it in the last days, a day before the departure. That's crazy. Then, when you arrive, you need to do a test in airport. Otherwise, you won't be able to go into the Dubai. When you do the test, you need to wait in the hotel for the results. And after that, after your trip, when you come back, you need to do another test one more time. Why this happens? Why do I need to do three tests for one trip? Answer is simple. As far as I see the situation, governments do not believe in external test certificates. That means Dubai doesn't believe in Moscow certificates because they know that anyone can cheat on it. So, for example, Alice can just take the certificate of Anastasia and replace the name. That's very cheap. Solution: how you can avoid the real tests. Okay, but how could perfect validation look like? How we can solve it? I see three key attributes of a perfect validation of a test certificate. First, it needs to be instant. A person who is making the decision if you can enter the country or not needs to do it instantly. Moreover, he can do it from any part of the world. Even if I'm based in Moscow, if I come to Australia, they need to be able to validate my health instantly, and doesn't matter if it's Australia or Moscow. And of course, it needs to work 24/7 hours. And in Certificado, we provide such solution. Initially, Certificado is a protocol for issuing blockchain certificates for students or for any events. Anyway, it's educational certificates. But what if we try to implement this solution for COVID tests? What we will get? Thanks to blockchain technology as a core, we use Waves protocol. We get a very fast tool, up to 5 seconds for adding a certificate and instant reading, that is stored all over the world. Currently in Waves blockchain there are more than 300 servers. They are called nodes that are hosted all over the world. And of course they are always online. And this is how does the map of Waves nodes look like. As you can see, since it's an open protocol and anyone can join, community members all over the world run their own nodes. That means if you're Australia, you can call the node that is based nearby. If you're in New York, you also have a node nearby. That's very useful, first of all, because the speed is much faster, and the second thing is you're sure that your data is stored securely. if we lose connection to America, the same data is still stored in India. That doesn't matter. Blockchain is a decentralized storage. It means that all data is stored everywhere. But do not worry, this data is stored in a really secure way. Of course, it's transparent. Anyone can observe what's happening in blockchain, but it's encrypted. This is how we store certificates, for example. This key string A591, etc., is called hash. It's very simple how it works. I will show it in the next slide, but what I would like to show here is that this thing is called transaction. And here we see the adding of a new certificate. We see the timestamp, the date of issuance of the certificate. We see the proof and of course the status. The transaction succeed. That means certificate is verified. Let's try it. Of course, simple interface makes blockchain solutions useful because without a simple interface, currently blockchain is unusable, unfortunately for huge masses of people. Oh, and in Certificado, we have one. Let me show it to you. So, we have a special demo mode in our Certificado bot. These things, here you can issue a certificate for any course that's connected to Certificado knowledge base. And also, if you're aren't a student, you can just test it using demo mode. Vladimir Zhuravlev selling your certificate. Actually, probably I can start from the beginning, like start, demo. Okay, he knows my name, that's bad. Anyway, you can try this bot, and I guarantee that he will ask you for your name, and that will make a new certificate that is really unique and created for yourself. This is how a certificate looks like. This is a simple example. Vladimir Zhuravlev successfully tested Certificado bot. Just a simple text, but what's the most important here? Of course, issuer of certificate can set any template. For example, if it's a COVID test, here we can see the text about how Vladimir Zhuravlev passed the test, what was the result, etc. The key attribute on this certificate is this QR code. You can scan it, actually anyone can scan it, or you can just directly click on it here. This will lead to the web page validator. I'm sorry for this for being in Russian, but anyway, here is only one button that anyone can use, check. And we see that Vladimir Zhuravlev is verified in the local base of Certificado. If anyone will cheat, and for example, Alice will come and say, I'm Alice Bob, please check me. No, she is not verified. Works really simple, right? Moreover, we can go to blockchain page of this transaction and see an additional detail. Here we see the list of certificates. Since it's demo mode, here we see it's an open source. So I mean, we do not hide the names, but usually these names are encrypted as I showed in the previous slides. So you can get the name only if you know the origin one. That's a really simple example how Certificado works. And let's think about how we can implement it in the real life for saving tourist industry. Because I do really believe that blockchain-based tools are able to rescue it, since they have these 5 killer features. It's fast, it's decentralized all over the world, it's borderless. I mean, any country can attend it. It doesn't matter where are you located. And of course, it's always online everywhere. Some additional ideas for you. Okay, what if we have such a protocol, such a tool, what we can build on it? Some ideas. Global vaccine base. Can you imagine? There are many issuers all over the world, and they all have access to upload certificates for tests and vaccines. This helps to create a global knowledge base as it's run on blockchain, can you imagine? And it means that no one can cheat. Sounds like a bright future, right? Actually, this bright future is called Web 3.0. Internet of the future, by the way. Internal integrations. That means that if we have such a tool, we can not only use it for cross countries movements and global tourism, even in one country, government could run a service that will help to measure COVID and determine how do people travel in such difficult times. And of course, yeah, that leads to the third point, tracking and analysis. To have some additional inspiration, I invite you to take a look at Certificado concept for global validator. This is how the verification of certificates for courses would work like. So, for example, this is a global page. Um, if you are HR, we're talking about education and HR here, you can just go and insert the telephone number of a student that applied to work with you. You can check it with one button. Also, you can go another way. You can go to the page of a course or online school and check information about it and check students who finished courses here. And from other side, you can see the all information about the student. So the idea here is that connecting certificates of different types from different facts, you can create a global base that will help to create a so-called wisdom of the crowd. We provide a lot of data to many people in a secure way. That's a really powerful tool. I hope these ideas will help to create your own idea and develop it during the hackathon, for example. Thank you very much. I'm Vladimir once more from Certificado and Waves. Follow me on Twitter. Here is a link. Thank you for watching this workshop. Have a good time. Oh, don't forget. And of course, thanks to Monica and Openhack Australia for having me. It's always a great pleasure. Have a good hacking, guys.